Welcome to the 12th video of the series, and today's video is a specific request made by one of my subscribers naming himself an introvert. I'm glad I found someone just like me, and the topic dynamic obsolescence. This video is for you, mate. So what is dynamic obsolescence? It is nothing but the redesign of products or goods or services to eventually make it obsolete. Or put it in simpler terms, it is to eventually redesign a product and kill it. Now, why would a company even want to do that? You might wonder this for yourself. Why should a company even kill its own product? Because it takes years of research and hard work and R&D to build a product which is something useful. And to kill it deliberately is very painful. No, it is not. Now, before jumping right into dynamic obsolescence, let us talk about what planned obsolescence is. Because planned obsolescence is what makes you understand the reason for obsolescence in the first place, and we can then jump into dynamic obsolescence. It all happened at the beginning of the 20th century when the duration of a light bulb was 2500 hours. And this put in a huge question in the monopolist market out there. The monopolists were very dissatisfied with a product or a light bulb that can last for 2500 hours. They were scared that this might hit their revenue, because if a man buys product and uses it for the next 2500 hours, they won't reach back to him, or they won't reach back to the manufacturer to get a new one. So a secret meeting in the year 1924, a secret meeting was planned in Geneva to discuss the duration of a light bulb, and the duration of a light bulb was fixed to 1000 hours. A light bulb that could last for 2500 hours was secretly planned, attenuated to 1000 hours. And the companies were happy with that. They agreed on to this and moved ahead. Now this decision or this factor even reduced the production cost of the light bulb. But this did not deter the company in reducing the price of the product, which even made the company increase its revenue. And this case of planned obsolescence, or this market tactic of planned obsolescence, was brought in by Phoebus cartel and is still being used till date by all of the companies out there. Every single company, even the biggest to the smallest, use this tactic called planned obsolescence. Let's take the classic example of Apple for that matter. But before that, let's talk about dynamic obsolescence. So what is dynamic obsolescence? As told earlier, it's the deliberate redesign of a product. Not to deliberately kill a product, deliberately redesign a product to kill it. Let's take the classic example of Apple or a smartphone manufacturer. Now the current generation of iPhones are the iPhone 12 or the iPhone 12 series. The next generation that is supposed to be released this September or the 2021 September are the iPhone 13s. And Apple or any smartphone manufacturer or any manufacturer out there releases a product every single year. Though there is nothing faulty in their older product. Which is why this dynamic obsolescence is called the deliberate redesign of a product. They take the original iPhone or the iPhone 12 and redesign it, make just subtle little changes, and then sell it to the product. It can be as simple as changing the color or changing the shape of a button, bringing in a new processor, changing the shape of the product, and the people fall prey to it. Now the question here to be asked is, do the companies actually need to do this? Do the companies actually need to bring in a new product every year? Because the older product or the existing product out there is not faulty. So when a product is not faulty, why do we even need to bring a new product out to the market? Let's ask this question to the manufacturer. So if you ask this question to a manufacturer, he would put forward his argument, because they learn only after numerous iterations. It's numerous iterations that brings them to a perfect product, or they learn to bring in new innovative products, or this is their only source of revenue. Only if they bring a new product every year, they can gain revenue. It's pretty reasonable, and that's the end of the argument. There's nothing more that we can ask them. So the question here is not what the question is, but to whom should the question be asked. And it's us to blame, not the manufacturers, not the companies. It's the end users or it's the customers to blame. It's the human quality of greed to be blamed. Because every year a new product is being released out there, We fall prey to it, we go it, we purchase it. Though our existing product is not faulty, though we have absolutely zero issues with our existing product. And why are we doing that? Does buying this product bring you a sense of pride? Or does this bring you a sense of shame that you bought a new product though the older one is not faulty? Think for a while, reflect this on yourself, and then answer this. Do we actually need a new product being released every year in the market? Do we need to buy them? Is it even utilitarian? Because we already have a utilitarian product in our hand, so why are we going to get this? Why are we going to get the new one? So as said earlier, the question here to be asked is to ourselves, because each time when you buy a new product, we discard the older one. The older one goes into trash, and this is generating e-waste. This is not just done by one single man, this is done by billions of people out there and generating billions of e-waste every year. And e-waste harms the environment. So it is our decisions that harm the environment, it's our greed that harms the environment, our greed to buy new products, our greed to fall for these new products, though the existing one is still in a perfect condition. So I would say you have to buy new products only if the existing one is faulty, or only if the existing one is not matching your standard of living, not your standard of living, I'm sorry for that, your standard of purpose. If this doesn't fill your daily purpose, then go for the new product out there. But until then, always be satisfied with the product that you use. Make sure you use it until it reaches its maximum value or maximum life, and only then discard it or try to repair it, thereby reducing the number of e-waste and making this planet a happier place to live in. So it's our decisions that matter, not the manufacturers out there. Please choose the right one. Before you buy a product, before you even think of deciding to buy a product, always think on yourself, reflect on yourself. Do we actually need this? Is it worthy enough to replace my existing one? And what will I do with my old one? Is my old one worthy enough to be replaced? That is the question you have to ask. Asking this question, go forward and buy this only if the answer is yes. Having said that, always take the right decision and make this world a better place to live in. Save the environment. Thank you.